Hi, first graders. Mrs. Freeland here. You've really been working hard on your writing. You've been fixing it up. You've been adding things. You've been adding where you want to make improvements. You've been going back and adding flaps and carrots with words. Now, what we're going to talk today about is really, we're going to call it the heart of our story, what's really important. So, just like your family might take pictures of events that are important to you, we're going to kind of zoom in and take a picture of what's the most important part of our story and why did we remember that story and tell it? What about that story was important to us? So I'm going to read you my story again, and I'm going to choose one spot that's really the heart of the story, and then I'm going to tell you why it's the heart of my story. And then you're going to do that today with a partner as well. So I'm going to read you my story, and I'm really thinking about why did I tell this story and why was it important to me? Why did I even remember it? And which part of the story is the most important? So here we go. Once we were at a football game when a family realized a little girl was missing. She had gone to the stand to buy a pop for her dad. No one could find her. She remembered that he always bought his pop at the gas station. Finally, her dad went down the street. She had walked there alone to buy the pop. She was okay. Now, I'm really thinking, why did I, remember this story? What was it about it that kind of touched my heart that made me go, oh my goodness, that poor family, they lost their girl, that poor little girl. And I think it was the part where I put no one could find her because I remember when they came up and told us that little girl was missing, I felt so bad for the dad because he didn't really mean for her to be lost. He just gave her $1 and said, go buy dad a pop. And he thought she would know to go to the stand at the football game instead of walking all the way downtown. So I think I'm going to put a heart right here because that was really the most important part of the story for me was when no one could find her because that really made me sad when that story happened. So you're going to put a heart at your most important part of the story, but then you're going to tell a friend why that was so important to you. And I'm thinking it probably was important to me because I have two girls. Now they're all, they're older now and they're grown up and they don't get lost at football games anymore. But as a parent, I know how bad they would feel. I know how bad I would feel if my girls were suddenly missing. It would be very, very scary because I'm sure your families love you very much and they would get very scared if something happened to you, right? So that's where my heart of the story is. And that's why, because I kind of felt the way that dad felt. I felt bad for him, right? So, boys and girls, that's why I remember the story because I had a personal connection with it. Like I knew I could only think about how that dad could feel because I would feel the same way. So you're going to find a part of your story that's really important, put a heart there, and then think about what about that story was important to you and why did you remember it and tell that to someone around you. If you're at home, you're going to tell that to someone in your family. If you're at school, you're going to tell that to your partner. All right, boys and girls, this is really the heart of the story. We're going to work on this some more later. All right, good luck finding it. It's kind of a tough thing to do, but I have confidence that you really know what was important to you about that story.